So this week something happened at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. So yeah, I think you've probably come across this story already. But we had the Deputy Prime Minister of Somalia. I think they've got probably more than one Deputy Prime Ministers that was traveling on official business to go to Kenya, and everything was going in order. He had a valid diplomatic passport and so on. However, there was suspicion that the man also had a Kenyan passport. So when they asked him to produce that Kenyan passport, that is alleged to have been obtained fraudulently, the man refused. He said, well, I'm not going to produce this passport. The only way I can do that is if I've got legal representatives, or you can take me to court. Okay? Now, that take me to court thing, obviously, right there, that is an admission of guilt. He knows that going to court means producing evidence. You've got to dig into the problem and start finding out the root cause of the problem. Who issued that particular passport? Were there any middlemen involved? What were the conditions of actually obtaining that passport? Now, if I was part of the Somalian government, I would be very, very concerned about this, and I would be saying, well, we need to clear all this diplomatic rift. We have to strip you of this diplomatic immunity so you can go back and answer to the Kenyan authorities how and when you obtain this passport, just to clear the air. Because the concern is that if the Deputy Prime Minister at that level could obtain a passport fraudulently, that says a lot about first of all, the kind of a person he is, and secondly, the sort of relationships or business deals that they might be doing between the two countries. Well, at least this is what people might suspect is happening. So the story here is not the passport. I don't think this has got anything to do with the passport as such. Okay, the story here is the silence. The fact that both governments, the Somalian government has chosen to keep quiet about it, and the Kenyan government are not saying much about it, and maybe they will. Okay, this is early days. But that silence in itself, that is a big thing. And you see, when two governments agree to say nothing, it means the network is still working. Okay? Now, if we've got Somalian officials with fraudulent Kenyan passports, what can stop actually Kenyans having Somalian fraudulent passports as well? So if that's the issue, where you've got fraudulent passports at that level, what's the point? You might as well just open your borders then. Hey, this is ridiculous. And, just open up your borders. I think it's high time Africans came to that realization that these borders are not needed. Okay, there's no point of pretending, that, that we need passports to cross. And when clearly, even at that level, and then you wonder what the common man would do if you've got officials, senior government officials, obtaining passports fraudulently at that level. And then when a few individuals obtain passports, or criminals, then you complain about it. This is ridiculous, man.